Okay, so let us go ahead and configure the Jenkins to work with Git, right? So via webhook. So Jenkins should be running at localhost 8080. It's not running. Oh, sorry. So we have got Jenkins at C drive Jenkins. This is where our Jenkins is, and that's we should be having Jenkins.var file somewhere up there. Here it is. Right, so we have got Jenkins.var file. That's what we will use to run it. So I want to work with Jenkins from scratch, right from the time when I set the initial password. So if there is something in the Jenkins, I will delete all those old profiles and all those things, right? So so what I will do is I will go to the command prompt for that Jenkins, and here I will say Java. I will run it with Java hyphen jar Jenkins.var. Sorry, that should be var. So it is running at this thing, augmenting all extensions. Jenkins is fully up and running. So you can see it is running Jenkins from c jenkins.var, and web root is user.home.jenkins directory. This one is a web root. That means it is inside a user.home folder. Hold on. So this is my user.home, right? That's the C admin profile, C users admin. So here we have got .jenkins. So this is the folder created by jenkins.var. So this will be our home folder. This is where all the plugins and all the jobs will be created, right? So this is where everything will come. Hold on, let us go and take a look. Oh wow, we got it. This is up and running localhost 8080. So it is asking for the initial password, which is in C users admin Jenkins secrets initial admin password. So I think that the same folder .jenkins secrets initial admin password. In my case, it is admin. In your case, whatever be your user profile folder. So this is the initial admin password, whatever it is. Um, Here I am logged in. Do I want to save it? No, I don't want to save it. I'm working with Jenkins as if I'm working from scratch. Install suggested plugins. Let us go ahead with the installation of the suggested plugins. It might take some time, so I will pause the um, web recording and come back after some time to see if it is completed, and we will resume at that time. Yeah, take a coffee break for that time. Hey, so I'm back. So we have got some plugins installed. um, Let us continue. That thing is coming in between. Okay, so we can continue. I don't want to retry installing plugin GitHub branch source. In here we would be interested in the Git plugin. Um, Anything else? No. So we will install other plugins as we need them, right? So let us set the password, full name, email, save and continue. So Jenkins URL is this, all good. So let's start using Jenkins now. So I will stop this and start it once again to see if everything runs success good. We have got something, Jenkins NIT on task field. Jenkins is fully up and running. So far so good. So sign in with whatever be our default credentials, which are saved by Google Chrome. So here we are. So let us do certain basic configurations first. So I will go to manage Jenkins, and we will configure global tools, right? We will go inside global tools configuration and set up our JDK and Maven stuff. So Maven configuration, For JDK, let us go and add the JDK. Let us say JDK home. You can name it whatever you want to. I do not want it to install automatically. I have my Java home. I just have to set my Java home variable with the right path. So I should go to C, program files, Java, JDK. I will copy this path, go back to Jenkins, paste it over here, and we are good. Let me click on apply. Okay, so this is saved. For git.exe is running from at the default prompt, so this is okay. And for people who want to work with Gradle, they can configure Gradle. And since I want to work with Maven, I can configure Maven. So Maven, let me say um, Maven home. I do not want it to install automatically. I will use the one which is in my which is set up in my machine. So in my case, Maven is at C, Apache Maven 360. Here it is. So this is a Maven home folder. So I will take it, paste it over here, and we are good. So let's go ahead and create a new item. So we would be creating a freestyle job. Yeah, so we will be creating a freestyle job. Let's call it Spring Boot Jenkins job, right? Um, and it is a freestyle project. Click OK. So now we will need to configure the general description. If you want to say, let's say Spring Boot with Git Jenkins and Docker, Spring Boot CI and CD with Git, Jenkins, and Docker. So that becomes our description. Next is the source code management, then build trigger, what will trigger the build, then build environment, build and post build actions. So for source code management, we are going to have a Git. We don't want subversion, so Git repository. So here we'll go over Git repository. So here we will paste our repository URL. So you can let me go to the project, and here I will take this SSH URL from there and paste it over here. We will need to configure. So if you click on apply as of now, credentials are not set properly, right? So we will need to kind of add one credentials so that Git is able to talk to what you call Jenkins properly. Uh, so we need to set up a credentials. Kind of credentials is SSH username with private key. So SSH username with private key. Username will be Git. Private key I need to enter directly. So as of now, let me quickly go and generate one more private key. So you can see we already have um, one key, right? ID RSA private and ID RSA public. So let me quickly go and generate one more private key. So I will say, so if you go over there in the GitLab, we have got this page wherein uh, we tells us how to generate the private key, right? Public private key. So we will use this. We can also generate it directly using SSH keygen command. So we can also do that. Hold on. So let us go ahead with that thing also only. SSH keygen. So it is asking us enter the file in which to save the private key. So the name of our file will be let us say id underscore Jenkins underscore RSA, right? Passphrase not required. Passphrase not required. So you can see the key fingerprint is this, and private key file has been generated. That's what it says. Key pair has been generated. So you can see IT underscore Jenkins underscore RSA pub has been generated. So let me quickly go and add this file, add this public to the public key to the Git profile, SSH profiles, and private combination to the Jenkins. So I will go over here inside settings of our profile, person who is logged in, and in that profile to the go to SSH keys, and we already have one added. We will add one more, and this one is for what? Git uh, to Jenkins, right? Add key. So we have added this key also. We have got two SSH keys now, and for this key, public private key pair, I will take the private key, copy, Control A, Control C, close this file so that it doesn't get corrupt anywhere. It doesn't change. Now I will go to the Jenkins, and over here add that private key, right? Nothing more is required. Click on add, and now I think we should be okay. I just need to select the right drop down from here, Git, apply. So if everything is okay, now we will be able to configure the webhook. So for trigger builds, so I want to either you can use the polscm and say star 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 star, so that build is triggered every minute. Every minute it will go and check for the source code change, and if the source code change is found on the Git repository, it will trigger the build. But we don't want to use the polscm. What we want to use is the uh, Gitlab. We want to use the webhook. So let me go to the uh, back dashboard, manage Jenkins. I want to install the plugins because certain plugins are not installed over here. Um, Available. I will search for Gitlab. So this is what I need. One is Gitlab. This plugin allows Gitlab to trigger Jenkins builds and enables webhooks to be used to trigger SMC polling on Gitlab projects. So let us select this also and install. I suppose that is good. That is install. It will take some time. Basically, it needs a Ruby runtime. So that's the reason Ruby runtime is being installed. So the last plugin is being installed. So everything looks good. Restart Jenkins when install is complete and no jobs are running. Okay, so we can restart Jenkins, not a big deal. I can always say restart over here in Jenkins cannot restart itself as currently configured. Okay, no problems. So I will go to the command prompt where Jenkins is running. So every installation is successful. I will break it, shutting down Jetty, and I will start it again. Hey, there's some error over here. I don't know why, but anyways, this is not causing us a problem. So I will ignore it for now. Okay, so Jenkins is fully up and running. So far, so good. Let's log in. Looks good. Ours was the my views. So we have got this job, right? So I will go to the job and then configure again. So because so that we can go ahead and configure the webhook. So I'm inside the configuration page, and over here build when change is pushed to GitLab. GitLab webhook URL is this. So this is the webhook URL which we have got. So I will copy this URL. I will check this. And what should trigger the build? Push events, open merge request events, and all those things. Okay, so far so good. um, so we have checked this and click on apply. So this is saved. So I need to now go ahead and configure this webhook inside Jenkins, right? No, inside Git. Anything more? Uh, this is something which comes on later on. Hold on. Okay. So as of now, our focus is only to configure the Git and Jenkins. So I will go back to Git, user settings. So basically, I will go to the project, and inside the project, I will go to the settings and integrations. So here we have got this integration, right? So here we can uh, paste our webhook which we have just generated, and secret token not required. Enable SSL verification not required. So I will uncheck it and add webhook. So webhook is successfully added. So I can test it from here. Push event. Oh, hook executed successfully, but HTTP. Okay, so we got some issue. Oh, okay. So basically, I did not. I will edit it. I did not change this localhost to 8080. This is the webhook URL for the Jenkins job, right? So Jenkins is running locally, but this Git is running at 172.182.18. So I need to identify the IP of my machine. So then only I can go ahead and do my what you call. Uh, so IP of the machine is 172.182.159. So this localhost should be 172.18.2.159. 8080 project Spring Boot job. So this is Jenkins job. This webhook, basically webhook URL. Click on save changes. With this thing, if I go and push event to test it, okay, hook executed successfully but return for HTTP 403. Oh, sorry, what was that? I need to read it out completely. Error for the NS missing build job. Okay, anonymous is missing the job build permission. Okay, to resolve this, what I need to do is I need to go to the Spring Boot Jenkins job. Everything looks okay. Let me save it. I need to go to back to the dashboard, manage Jenkins, and over here in the, I suppose in the configure system. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. In configure system, we have got this Gitlab, right? Which says enable authentication for hyphen project endpoint. This is something I need to uncheck and then click on apply. Save. Now if I go and test that thing once again, push event, hook executed successfully. So far, so good. So you can see this is blinking. That means some job is trying to run itself, right? You can even see main build action completed success. So that means our Git and Jenkins is communicating properly now. So for whatever push I'm going to make, let us kind of make some changes in here. Let me make it 31 easy. Done. Save it. So with this source code changed, updated, if I go back to the command prompt, sorry, this was not the command prompt. Is this it? No, this is also not. Yeah, here it is. If I go back to the command prompt and say git add dot git status to keep track of status, so modified this file, tailor rest API rest controller modified git commit hyphen m, what is it, um, web hook configured, and git push. Since SSH is already configured, it will push, right? So it's all done. So you can see, go to the project and see that we have got this webhook configured message in here. That is the last commit message, and over here you can see it's also fetching the latest code. You can also go and take a look at the workspace so as to see the latest code is there, right? So source main, example demo, in the REST controller, in the Tailor REST API. We have got where is the that one, hello is done, right? So that was something we updated, right? So workspace is nothing but the area inside Jenkins where place inside Jenkins where your source code is present, which is going to which we are anyways which will be built, right? So that is all. Successfully configured Jenkins with the webhook, and it's communicating with the Git. So that was all. That was all for now. In next, we are going to build this project. Oh, we have got this remote connection disconnected. Anyways, we are also done. So in next, we are going to build this project via Maven in the local machine, and also deploy and also build it via Jenkins. And once that is done, we will deploy it to the Docker, right? So that is what is pending. Keep watching. Good luck.